My new one is raising kingdom dogs. I mean,
kingdom pets.
I'd love for you to define the kingdom, and then what is the role of the church in creating kingdom people?
the meaning of kingdom is the jurisdiction of divine rule. It is the realm of God's rule and authority. The goal of the church is to oversee drawing the template of heaven and placing it in the environment of earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We're to do that personally, but the church does that institutionally as a corporate entity. And some things God will deal with us with individuals, but other things he will only deal with us by our corporate connection. And that corporate connection involves us involved in other people's lives and other people involved in our lives, to laugh with those who laugh, to weep with those who weep. It's amazing, people who won't return to church, but they will return to the mall. Yeah. Or they will return to the ball games. In other words, what we have done is we don't see the corporate nature that God will only do certain things through his corporate environment, just like with a family. Certain things happen in a family that just don't happen with you as an individual person. Well, this is God's family. It's called the household of faith. And the role of the church, according to Matthew 16, verse 18 and 19, God has given the church the keys to the kingdom. And that means it has authority to do things that you as an individual will not be able to do on your own. So you need the corporate environment that develops kingdom people called disciples, which are full-time Christians, visible, verbal followers of Christ. And you need that input into your life and your input into their life in order to maximize this comprehensive jurisdiction of God's rule for all of life. In the kingdom, there is no distinction between secular and sacred. Everything becomes sacred.
So, Jonathan, I know that you are our pastor of Next Gen at our church, and so just with your vantage point of the local church, and as we're here this weekend and we all go back home, what does that mean for us as we're involved in our church? What does that mean for us as we serve in our churches? Because in today's society, there's so many criticisms and critiques of church as an institution. How can we be better and biblical when we go back home and get engaged in our local churches?
Well, it's got to be real in us. The church has to be the people, not the building. And so it's got to be real in us. I think the most important thing that we can do is, Jesus believed in decentralization of the faith a long time ago. Right now we have a decentralized business world. So there used to be taxis, but now you can be a taxi, just use your own car. And so you can get picked up by anybody. You don't have to go to a central organization in order to take advantage of something, because people can use their houses for Airbnb, people can use their cars for Uber. You use what you have to get done. Now the method is the same, but the decentralization is different, given to all people. Jesus, this is not a new concept. Jesus already got that. When he said, go ye therefore and make disciples of all nations, he decentralized the faith to the disciples, to us. So we have to be the church that doesn't just come to church, but leaves the church and uses what we have. Do you open up your homes? Do you actually meet people at the coffee shop? Do you use the car ride with your kids to teach them about Jesus? Use what you have, and then your life be an actual representation of the church that you go to. See, a lot of times we go to church, but we aren't the church. And when young people... When young people see, I think that the most important thing that daddy and mommy did is who they were on the stage, they were at home. What messes up most preachers' kids is when there's something on the stage, but behind closed doors, there's something different. That's what messes up young people, is they see the praise and worship in the church, but then they hear you cussing Monday through Saturday. And it messes up their whole view of God. Why would I